All right, we're live. I started setting up a full stack development environment, and in one of the videos, it talked about objects and shorthand properties and destructuring. And I noticed that I was reading a book on functional programming, and it talked about this, and I was still kind of, cloudy about the subject. And so I'm going to go over it a little bit and see if I can make some sense of it while I stream. I'm going to spend most of my time doing, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little sick. I have to go to sleep a little earlier, get some rest. But I'm going to go to object, shorthand, properties, and then let me see if I can go to the Mozilla Development Network. See what else to find them there. Object initializer. Not what I'm looking for. Let me see. Object. And this is CSS. All right. Hey Jose, hope you feel better. I know you got hurt pretty bad today. Let me see here. Oh, you know what? I just realized I don't even have the right screen on. There we go. Sorry about that. And I have the wrong screen because I have this new screen. Sorry. All right. So if I'm looking here, close this out. I'm going to create a new. I guess I can just put it here. Let me check to see if I can do something here. Import reactive state from export default function. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna put it inside of this here. I wonder if it'll do this. It's saying something's wrong. So maybe I can do run it up here. All right, valuable lesson here. Go to index. And I'm sure it'll work here for sure. So when I go to my sample React code and look at the console, it should say here. Let me see. Oh. Huh. Maybe it's one of those things where I have to restart it. Well, I wish I just started it. I have a new let's see if I can do it here. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. No, it's not here. Oh, such a noob. And then I could just make an index. Okay, there's that right there. Okay. All right. So, hello, oof. Links, oof. Welcome to the page. We're over here learning some destructuring. I'm assuming that it already knows that it's the modern JavaScript. So what he did was shorthand properties. So he had something along the lines of pi is equal to, we're just going to do the short version, that, and const. Now we'll just make it name equals mine, right? And then const title equals developer. And we have that. And then what he did was, I think he did something along the lines of const obj1 equals this. And he just put pi name title. And he said console.log obj1, and then we look to see over here, and hopefully all right, here's the object, and we have pi name title developer. So in shorthand properties, you can just put, normally you'd have to do something like this where, you know, you'd have to make a function that you'd have to do pi, and then here for name, you would do the same thing. You would say name is name, and then title would be, of course, title. Let me see if it does the same thing. And it does the exact same thing. And I know this because if I were to change this to, let's say, full stack developer, let's see if it changed over here. And there it is right there, it changed. I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of small, but it is what it is. Okay, now, with that said, this is the part that messed me up a little bit, but actually I want to try something else real quick before I do that. It's a, I'm curious, like let's say if I made obj, or let's do inner obj, right, is an object, and we'll just do this. Actually, let's take those off since we're trying to do shorthand. And I'm going to take this and put inner obj. and turn it into let's see what happens here. Oh, look at that. It still reaches back. Wow. So even in the inner odds, you can shorthand property. It'll go all the way to the top. Just because I wanted her, I remember something else that const is always they're gonna be that. I want to see what happens with let. Let is probably gonna say no to what I'm trying to do because it's scope blocked. But let me see. Oh, I still pulled it up. Let me make sure. What was it? Restart server. Just to see. Well, this is on the live server anyways. So, Mirage. Right, well, apparently it still works even if it's in the const or let. I know that let won't allow it to work if, you know, if it was inside of a block scope. All right, we'll keep going. Now let's talk about destructuring. This is where I got confused big time. So shout out to Seymour Buna. Yeah, shout out to Mike Corral for helping me out with the retweet. So let's go to here, destructuring objects, JavaScript, Mozilla Development Network. All right, the destructuring assignment syntax is a JavaScript expression that makes it possible to unpack values from arrays or properties from objects into distinct variables. So here we have variable a, b, and then rest. And then we have an array of a, b equals 10, 20. Console.log a is going to be 10. Console.log b is going to be 20. And ab rest is 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Console.log rest, you have 3, 40, 50. Oh, okay, so I see what's going on here. So the rest of it is this a and b equals to the first 1 and 2. Okay. And this is where I got a little confused in the object. Ooh, well, let me go back to the top here. Don't want to skip ahead. Var A and B in rest. A and B 10, 20. Console.log A 10, console.log B 20. A, B, and then rest. Rest is going to equal the rest. Then we have an object here that's immediately invoked, I guess. AB, A equals 10, B equals 10, console.log A is 10, B is 20. Stage 4 unfinished proposal. A, B, rest. A 10, B 10, B 20, C 30, D 40, 20, 20, 30, 40. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y and Z equals X. Console.log Y. Oh, I see what's going on here. So when we take these, when we make this array, this X array, and we say we're going to make some new variables using the X array, Y and Z are going to use 1 and 2 respectively, and that's why you get that. So let's look here. So if we were to say let or const for immutable, right? And we say X equals in an array, we're going to say dog, cat, giraffe, elephant. You knew I was going there. Wow, I don't know how to spell elephant anymore. And then finally lion. Okay. And then we say, okay, we're gonna make, and I wonder, const new r. No, I don't want to use that. R new equals. Oh, r new. I wonder can I do that? We're gonna say y z. We're gonna say a, b, and c equals. Huh. Oh, that's what I, okay, so instead of putting it here, we're gonna put it over here. And first we're going to console.log x. And then over here, we're going to, as a matter of fact, well, no, console, nope. And then here we're going to do A, B, C, and also console.log r new. And now let's see what happened. R new is not defined. We're good here because we are calling this, let's see this. We're gonna clear everything out, refresh. We actually have this called 5 times. That's interesting. Console.log.x r new. Why is r new not defined? That's not what happened on the Mozilla Development Network. Well, oh, so we got it from here, X. Let's see now. So now I have dog, cat, giraffe, and I wonder if I name it, will it bring it along? No, initializer and cause declaration. Huh. I'm gonna call the X here just to see if it changed at all, but I doubt it. Yeah, it's still the same. But here, interestingly enough, it gets destructured, so to speak. All right. So what happens? What if you want to use it though? That's what I don't understand. Let's see. So we have foo array of 1, 2, 3, and then your yellow green is equal to foo, and red equals 1, yellow equals 2, and green equals 3, just like it shows here. More A and B. Oh, what if I had to do that? So const. No. No, that's not what I wanted, but I get it. All right, keep going. Default values, we know this. Swapping variables. Two variables values can be swapped in one destructuring expression. Without destructuring assignment, swapping two values requires a temporary variable, or in some low-level languages, the XOR swap trick. A equals 1, B equals 3, A, B equals BA. Console log A is 3, console log B is 1. Then var 1, 2, 3, R2, R1, R1, R2, and now it's 1, 3, 2. Hey, like our company. This is a sign. Parsing an array returned from a function. In this example, function f returns the values 1 and 2 as its input output, which can be parsed into a single line with destructuring. So instead of doing function f's returns 1 and 2, we're going to do var AB. And array AB is f. Oh, okay. So you return this one. Let's see that. Ignore some return values. So all that happened here was it ran function f and it returned these two numbers. Or I'm sorry, it returned an array with these two indexes or indices. And then when you run the function here, it's going to return this, and there go 1 is A1 and B is 2. Okay. Ignoring some return values. You can ignore return values that you're not interested in. So I got you. So here you don't want to do, oh, so you want B to be 3 and not 2. So when you ignore that value, it just skips to the next variable and names that what's in that place anyway. So I could have skipped both of them and made A B, or I'm sorry, B A, and then A would have been 1. I'm sorry, A would have been 3. You can also ignore all return values, which is that. I don't know why you would do that, but I'm sure somebody out there smarter than me can figure it out. When destructuring an array, you can unpack and assign the remaining part of it to a variable using REST pattern. So A, B. So B is going to be 2 and 3. We already know that. We saw that earlier. And then be aware that a syntax error will be thrown if a trailing comma is used on the left-hand side of the rest with a rest element. So this has to be at the end to make it the rest. We're not worried about regular expression, object destructuring. This is what I wanted to get to here. So var O equals P, property P42 and property Q true. And then you destructure it by saying P and Q is equal to 0, right? And therefore console.log P is 42, and console.log Q is true. All right. The variable can be assigned its value with G-structuring separate from its declaration. A variable can be assigned its value with G-structuring separate from its declaration. So var A and B, A and B equal A1 and B equal, I'm sorry, B property B 2 and property A1. All right. And then run the assignment statement are required when using object literal destructuring assignment without a declaration. All right. That's interesting. A variable can be assigned a default value. I already know that.
Daddy.
Yes.
Guess what Windows I'm gonna make whenever I'm grown up?
What?
A Windows Infinity.
What? Then there won't be any more windows.
Because I'll make Windows.
Mm-hmm.
because it's a Windows Infinity.
Mm-hmm.
Infinity means never end.
Assigning to new variables names and providing default values. Okay. Okay. So if I want to destructure let's see, const person equals an object. Oh, okay. So I actually don't want to do that. I want to destructure it. So. And then if I want to put name, age, title, right? And then I put const name equals Barone, const age. Oh, and I already did this though, didn't I, up here? Yeah, I think I'm good. So I'll just make one more example just for good measure. So this is 36. And then const title equals developer. And I guess what I'm thinking is like whenever this data gets pulled from a database, it'll be put into these variables, and then you can destructure it here, right? And then let's see, console person, and then we're gonna do so let's see what happens. Name has already been declared. Let's look where. Oh, because it's a const. Sorry. All right. So let's make that a let. Well, no, I'm gonna make it first name, age, and new type, just because I don't want to change what we got going on. Oh, What's the difference between here and here? Oh, I'm doing it wrong. It's supposed to be destructuring. So, let me see. Right here. Destructuring a function. Oh, we pass in the object, so. Oh, because see here we're making the object with shorthand properties, right? And over here we're destructuring the object. So this should already be an object. So we'll make this const person equals huh. Oh. Ah. There we go. Undefined. I'll take this out for a second. So that's the age is defined. Person should be defined, which it is right here. Oh, I see what I did wrong. So that would be FN age and then new title. And then capital T. And then once I save it, it should change. I still didn't do it right. What did I do wrong? Why is it undefined? Oh, snap. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I made a lowercase t, of course. Oh, man. Okay. It should still work. Okay. So I'm going to move this up just so we can have it close to the destructuring part. I mean, the shorthand part. If we look up here at what's going on with the shorthand property, I'm going to bring this down. Okay, if we look here at what happens here with shorthand property, all we're doing is, let's say, getting the data here from some input, and then we're going to create an object, and in that object we create another object, and instead of having to put everything as, you know, this dot pi or this, or that would be a constructor or a class, or even in just a regular object literal, we don't have to put the whole. This is how you normally would do it, right? Now we don't have to do it because of shorthand properties. You just put that, and it should bring out all of this. Okay, and then here for destructuring an object, well, the object should already be made because we're destructuring the object. And we are going to take the person and make an object out of, well, out of this. and then it's gonna be person dot. Well, no, that doesn't make any sense because here, you know, let's see something real quick. I don't think it'll work, but I was just curious to see. Yeah, see unexpected token over here. Oh, that's because of this. Nothing. We should say something. Oh, it is saying something. But it's not the new title. The only problem is that like what would this be used for? I saw it in a React thing that I had. Let me see here. What did I use it on? I think I used it here on Cat. Oh, you know what? I used it on the. I think I used it on PK2. I thought I did. I know I used it somewhere, but I wish I could use it in context. But I think that's good. I understand it. I don't see where it'd be useful, but I understand it. So I want this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me see. Okay, let's look at this. var PQ, and this is global, I guess, for lack of a better way of thinking about it. Var O is this. You just put new variables, and then here and here. So I don't know. I guess it just throws it into the global scope. But other than that, I'm not sure. But I'll revisit this in the future. We'll go ahead and end it there. I hope it was enlightening, or at least shed some light on what what you're trying to accomplish with these objects. Have a good